look at your life and everything you believe will bring you happiness, all the things you've accumulated, all your accomplishments. Did you, like me, follow the path they told us to take to be successful? And if yes, did it bring you happiness in a sense of fulfillment, or do you feel an emptiness, a hole inside of you? No matter how successful you are, no matter how much money you have, somehow, do you feel something is off, something is missing? Well, let me tell you, you are not alone. You see, most of us have been following or intend to follow what I call modern society's blueprint. It's study hard, get a job, be successful, and then as you work your way up the ladder, you buy a house, you get married, you have kids, and if you do that, then, you know what? You live happily ever after, right? Well, unfortunately, we see the opposite, with more and more people feeling disconnected, depressed, and really deeply unsatisfied with no sense of direction for their lives. So the question I have is, what's going on? Right? And so today, I'm going to share why I believe the system is broken. And you'll see the numbers, they're shocking. But more importantly, I'll start to share a new path to rebuild our lives. But this will require adopting a new paradigm. But first, are you ready for some hard truths? If yes, let's jump in. You see, I woke up one day in this world where everything looked fine from the outside, yet there were many, many cracks below the surface. It was only when I hit the biggest crisis in my life, this moment at the top of a cliff, that my eyes were opened and I saw through the mist that had been covering my daily life. So just look around you. Despite the technological advances, mental illness is at an all-time high. We're more connected than ever online. Wow, we have hundreds of virtual friends, amazing. But we feel more disconnected with ourselves and each other. So what is going on? Okay, you might say, Nathan, you're too dramatic, right? Let's just look at the official numbers. This is not fake news. These are peer-reviewed, published statistics that tell us the state of the world we live in. So here are the facts. First, workplace disengagement is at an all-time high. Nearly 70% of employees are disengaged at work. That's right. More than 2/3 of people go to work every day feeling unfulfilled, uninspired, and they just go through the motions. I mean, the very thing that society tells us is this ticket to the good life, get a steady job, well, actually has most people feeling really dissatisfied. Number two, there's a loneliness epidemic. Nearly half of Americans report feeling lonely. Now, here's the shocking truth. Despite the endless ways we're connected through social media, these platforms often make us even feel worse, make us feel inadequate, feel isolation and sense of disconnection. Third, then there's the happiness myth. Studies reveal that chasing wealth and possessions doesn't really bring true happiness. Many people reach these super high levels of financial success and they still report feeling unfulfilled. And yet we still run on that hamster wheel trying to, fill that void with possessions that ultimately leave us feeling empty. And even the richest among us, the celebrities, the moguls, the rock stars, often admit to feeling miserable despite having it all. Fourth, what about the environmental collapse? I mean, the planet is breaking down. This year alone, we've faced record-breaking heat waves, wildfires, floods. Scientists are calling this a code red for humanity this year. Yet, we just kind of scroll along. We get distracted on our phones while the earth is crying out for help. Fifth, now look at the data on wars and displacement. And just 6 months this year, over 120 million people were displaced by conflicts worldwide. The highest number in history. This is not the Middle Ages. This is crazy. We have the knowledge, the resources, the potential to come together, but instead, we're more divided than ever. And why? Because we've allowed some concepts, this idea, these constructs, country, border, politics, have defined us rather than our shared humanity. And I could go on and on. Look, the bottom line is this. There's nearly 70% of us are disengaged at work or unhappy or disconnected or suffering in silence. So look around you, and this is not the life that we're meant to live. But listen, it's not all negative. I see signs everywhere of hope, of people saying no to the system, people looking for another path. It's not all doom and gloom. The younger generations, they're challenging the system, which for us, tell you I'm not a doomsayer, I'm not a pessimist, I'm not saying you should not enjoy the luxuries of life that can provide, but I understand that we've really have to first face reality. We have to look at the facts, look at the real facts to become aware. And only then, with awareness and understanding, can we build a new path forward. So we need to step out of this mist that's clouding your eyes and your life. Look, the reality is we've been sold a lie. Society's blueprint was never designed for emotional well-being, for you to be all merry and inspired and full of joy. It was not even designed for us to connect together at a deeper level or to care for each other. It was built to keep us productive and aligned, to avoid disruption so we don't challenge the system. So while society rewards wealth, status, the comforts of life, these don't bring lasting fulfillment. There's this voice that's rising around the world and across generations. This voice is saying, no, this isn't working for me. But we don't have a path for them. We don't have a new blueprint. We don't have another blueprint. We don't have a new paradigm. So they're lost. Some exit the system. They just wander and search, looking for another way. Some just say, you know what, this is how it is. I might as well just live in a bubble, not ask the hard questions. Some give up. Others just live this sadness in their hearts with this lack of drive, just nothing pulling them forward, no sense of purpose or direction. But you might ask, why listen to me? Look, I played by the rules of the game. I graduated from college with top grades. I entered the business world. And you know what? I exited that. I lived for a year, a simple life in Central America on a $400 a monthly salary. And I was content at peace. But then, how life goes. Well, I got held at gunpoint, duct tape over my mouth, tied on the floor, my hands and feet together. And I thought to myself, okay, this is not the life for me. I need something else. So I re-entered the system. I moved to the US and made my way up the ladder. I decided I was going to master the blueprint. I lived in multiple cities, in Miami, London, Zurich, Paris, Brussels. I became a senior executive in a large company, living the dream, owning multiple beautiful properties in countries in different parts of the world. Despite this external success, my life collapsed. I had achieved what most people longed for. At the time, my house had a private gated driveway. You could park 6 cars. I had a multi-million-dollar chalet in the Swiss Alps. I bought a house in Provence. I ate at Michelin star restaurants. I stayed in 5-star hotels. I was the epitome of success. I made it. Yeah. I was married. I had kids, a beautiful, smiling family. Perfect. Do the Instagram post, do some selfies. Look at us. I had everything I thought I needed for happiness. But deep inside, there was a hole. I tried to hide it. I tried to drown that feeling with expensive bottles of French red wine. They had some Chateau Ponte Canet, year 2000, drink that. Look, it's a trap. Don't get me wrong. Money provides tons of benefits. It's so nice to be able to enjoy luxuries, beautiful places. I mean, look how beautiful this house is. So I truly can't complain when I look at all the people around the world who are in need and suffering. So I'm not saying, oh, poor me. I'm just saying that this idea, if you follow the success blueprint, this is your path to inner joy and contentment. I'm saying that's a myth. Look, many of us spend our lives chasing success, money, possessions, entertainment, comfort, and we believe it's going to make us happy. But in truth, I've come to understand that these are just distractions. We've become disconnected from what truly matters, ourselves and our purpose. And you don't need to listen to me. Some of the greatest thinkers have come to this similar conclusion. So here's the uncomfortable truth. We've been using a broken map to navigate life. It wasn't built to serve our emotional, mental, or spiritual needs. It wasn't built for you to provide a sense of purpose in life. Be honest with yourself. Let me ask, okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the absolute highest, what is the level of your sense of purpose in life? Be honest to yourself. Wow. That's also the conclusion that I came to when I asked people to do this exercise. It does not matter how successful they are. Most look at me and admit that something's not working. So I truly believe it's time to create a new framework that aligns with who you are, not with what society expects from us. And a framework that's not just good for us as individuals, but for the broader society and the world we live in. Now, I know I brought a lot of concepts and some heavy truths here in this video, and that this blueprint that society is giving us is not working, and it's left us more isolated and overwhelmed. But it's not hopeless. There is a way forward. So the good news is, even if the blueprint is broken, there's a way to rebuild. There's a roadmap, a framework that helps you find purpose and fulfillment. But here's the catch. There's no quick fix, no one-size-fits-all solution. There is a way, but it's a journey of many steps. And it will require you to understand yourself, the current system, and then this new approach to rebuild in your life. And this is where the 7 pillars comes in. The system built to help you break free from this outdated map and start building a life that is meaningful to you. Now look, I had to reach a cliff in my own life and wake up and see that I needed a new way. It took me over 20 years to build. It was the most extensive and challenging work I've done in my life. Tens of thousands of pages of books, research papers, the greatest thinkers of all time. I searched, I tried, I built, I experimented, I adapted, I tested over and over and over again. And as I said, life and us as humans, we're so complex. So it's gonna take time for me to unpack this. And before you can run, you're gonna need to learn to crawl and then walk. So in this video and the next videos, I'm gonna introduce piece by piece these key concepts from the framework. I'm gonna break down life's complexity. Life is like this giant puzzle, and I'm gonna provide all the elements that I uncovered, and you'll be able to piece it together. And at first, it might seem completely incomprehensible, but stay with me along this journey. If you hang in there, you will come to grasp this new approach. It will suddenly click, I promise to you, if you take the time to listen and learn. And one moment, you're gonna see it and how it all fits together. And now you might think it's all smoke and mirrors are gonna try to sell you something. The truth is, I realized, talking to so many people, that we were all just seeking another way. I'm not a guru, I'm not promising enlightenment. I'm here to share with you my story and everything that I've learned and the clarity that I gained, the system, the tools that I built. So you don't have to spend 20 years of your life, thousands of hours, deep work trying to build a new way. Look, one thing I know, we're all different. So I'm not gonna tell you exactly what to do. I'm gonna give you a new map. And with this map, hopefully, you're gonna be able to build your own journey, your own path. You'll be able to transform your life. So if you're curious, if anything I said today resonated within you, then give it a try. You have nothing to lose. How much of your time is spent just trying to be entertained, distracted from what truly matters, taking the focus away from what's truly important in your life? Invest in yourself. Take the time. That's all that is required, is take the time. And this is a true story I'm going to share. None of this is made up. You're going to get years and years condensed into some key concepts that you must grasp. In the next video, I'm going to take you to my breaking point when my life got turned upside down. I'll share that story and how one thing I did helped me make it through the biggest storm of my life. As you move forward together, remember, it's not about fixing everything at once. It's about taking back control layer by layer, gaining awareness, seeing the world through a different lens, and then building a life that feels true to who you are and who you want to become. So let's let this transformation begin. Thank you for watching.